If you bet the Giants to be the first team in baseball to clinch a playoff spot, you probably are somewhere on a beach right now spending whatever crazy amount of money you made doing that. But that is, in fact, the case. And it's not just that they were the first team to clinch, they are on a hot streak. They've won 9 of their last 10 coming into the game on Tuesday night. Joining me now from Locked On Giants, Ben Kaspick. And Ben, this is a team that we have talked about. You've come on the show a number of times, and I'm always like, oh, they're doing this. It's a little bit of smoke and mirrors, but those conversations are over. This team is just really, really good. What is it about how they've been playing lately that has allowed them to be, that has allowed them to overcome some lulls that can hit teams here and there, especially in this long season?
Yeah, it's been incredible how consistent they've been. They've had over a 600 winning percentage in each and every month. And through the month of August, that was the only time they've ever done that in their history, and they're on pace to do it in September as well. So they've not only been great, but they've just been consistently great. And right now, it's been offense. They've scored 6 or more runs in, I think, 8 consecutive games. Yeah, they've won 8 in a row, and they've scored 6 or more in all 8 of those games, which is the longest streak of 6 or more runs in franchise history. So this team they're not just like playing well, they're playing historically well. They may win the most games they've ever won in San Francisco Giants history. They may break the home run record that was set in a year when Barry Bonds hit 73 of them. So as we get towards the end here, they're starting to pile up some records.
And yet they're not really, they're certainly, baseball fans know the Giants are good, right? I mean, that goes without saying. But in terms of prognosticating, I still think when you think about the favorites, the Giants are just sort of like, okay, this is a nice story. They're going to go to the playoffs, but there are these other teams with these marquee talents that they're gonna win out in the postseason, right? That's gonna be the conversation that we have, for better or for worse. So what is it about this team that will allow them to overcome whatever deficiencies they have with star power? Because they've been able to do it through 140 plus games here.
I think their preparation is second to none. They have an underrated coaching staff that prepares them on each and every night to face that particular opponent. And they know what the pitchers are going to throw. They have a special pitching machine that prepares them for exactly the type of angle the pitches are going to be coming to them at the same speeds and angles. So they prepare like they're going to face that pitcher, and then they go out and hammer them. Like they have been doing that all season long. People sleep on them literally every single. It's very normal for the Giants to get slept on, and that's the same exact thing happened in 10, 12, and 14. And I would say that this team is better than any of those teams. And the preparation, like I said, is just going to put them in a good position. They match up well against everybody because they have like a lineup that they feature when there's a lefty on the mound, and they have a completely different lineup that they feature when there's a righty on the mound. So they're always having the platoon advantage. And then on the pitching side, they've got some really underrated arms like Kevin Gausman, who they've helped turn into one of the best pitchers in the game. And he kind of came from having a career of mostly mediocrity and failure, to be honest. And he comes to the Giants and becomes like an ace. And so they have a really strong ability to get the most out of their players. And I wouldn't, baseball fans know this, like insider people know this. You don't really want to face this team in the postseason, even though kind of some people might think they would be a more easy opponent.